Well, a new wood turner, buy the biggest lathe you can afford. You can turn little things on a big lathe, but you can't turn big things on a little lathe. Someone beginning out is work with the best quality wood you can find, because natural bark inclusions and cracks and pits and pockets, due to the the centrifugal outward forces, pieces can explode. So until you get the experience of anticipating what a piece could do, yeah, start small, work your way bigger. Also, keep the RPM at a sensible RPM. I've seen a lot of t-shirts that say life at 3,800 RPM. That's ridiculous. My rule of thumb for turning is diameter times RPM should fall between 6,000 and 9,000. So an example, a 10-inch diameter bowl should only be turning at 900 RPM. This was a 12.5-inch bowl, and I was turning around 600-700. In fact, I had it about 700, which is a little faster than I really needed to. You can see how quick the shavings were coming off. The higher RPM does not equivalent a cleaner cut. It just simply means quicker removal. So if you have a problem, it's going to happen faster. So no reason, formula of diameter times RPM should fall somewhere between 6,000 and 9,000. So, or you take 9,000, divide it by your diameter, that'll tell you your RPM that you should be turning at. Professional turners who are in for production and wanting to remove that wood quicker, sure, if you have enough, your piece is solid, it's not going to go anywhere, you can start bumping the RPM up, but keep the RPM safe. Sharp tools, sharpen often. This particular bowl, I actually used 2 different bowl gouges. Both were sharp. So if I was using one gouge, I probably would have turned the outside, sharpened it, cleaned up the inside. Also, it depends on if there was dirt and bark pockets. If this was still a log with bark on it, most likely by the time I got the bark off, I would resharpen. Also, if you're close to the stump, which is some of the most desired wood for wood turners because you get a lot of figure in the stump, stumps will draw silica, minerals, and actually sand up from the ground. So usually stump wood, even though you don't have a particular dirt pocket, you have grain fibers within the grain of the wood, and your chisel will dull. I've had a bowl like this, where I've literally had to sharpen 4 or 5 times just to get the bowl round. Gorgeous piece of wood, but a lot of sharpening. Join American Association of Woodturners, find a local chapter, learn from the people who do it. There are a lot of dangers involved with this. You got something spinning that's not going to stop. Luckily, I have a window right in front of my lathe. It's still intact, simply because hopefully all the proper decisions I've made. I haven't had anything come off the lathe to hit the house. I have messed up with the table saw, however. So keep your tools safe.